Rivals. Vice Prime Minister, Minister of Public Infrastructure and Youth, Land Transport and Shipping, Honorable Bechu, Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Beacon, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning and a very warm welcome to you to this lovely venue. In fact, it's very lovely. Made available generously to us by the management of Coda Waterfront. I would like here to say a big thanks to Mr. Philippe Darifat and Rivals Mayor. We are today to celebrate two major achievements in the field of road safety in Mauritius. First, the police will take possession of a powerful road safety communication tool, a brand new rollover simulator, also known as voiture tonneau. Second, the proof is here that sécurité routière ensemble nous capables is not an empty slogan. Indeed, private firms, namely Lafarge Mauritius, Eldo Motors, Total Mauritius, IBL, HRDC and MITD have joined hands together with the government to make this rollover simulator project happen. I publicly express my sincere gratitude to our stakeholders and everyone who contributed in one way or the other to make a dream, yes, come to reality. Yes, to have our rollover simulator in Mauritius has been an idea that we cherished for a long time. On one occasion in the past, we arranged to bring one against payment, a rollover simulator from Réunion Island. We used it for demonstrations which were particularly successful around the island for a couple of days, after which the simulator, unfortunately, had to be sent back to Réunion Island, which much to our chagrin. So, what is a rollover simulator? It is a car, as you can see, placed in height on an horizontal axis, and a motor makes the vehicle turn on itself. You will feel it. This simulates the real effect of an accident in which the car overturns. As the car is rotated, participants who are buckled up inside the car realize the importance of wearing the seat belt, be it in front or at the back, and clearly understand that it can be avoided from being ejected from the car. While a rollover simulator, it is not true that learning through the action is more convincing than a long speech. Is it not true? Besides, the car is also attractive, as you can see, and entertaining. The visual aspects attracts participants and visitors, making them aware of the importance of wearing seatbelt. It is a known fact that seatbelts dramatically reduce risk of accident and death and serious injury, and seatbelts prevent drivers and passengers from being ejected during a crash. Yet, a significant number of Mauritians are still not aware of the risk they put themselves at not wearing seatbelts while driving, or when a car passenger, and being a car passenger. In 2012, 13,700 Mauritians were booked by the police for not wearing a seatbelt while driving. We believe that through our simulator, which will be used as part to elaborate sensitization campaigns in Mauritius and also Rodrigue, will definitely contribute to increase the rate of seatbelts wearing. As we always say, sécurité routière ensemble nous capables. I thank you very much for your attention. I will now invite DCP Beacon, representative of the police, to address you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bantipili. Vice Prime Minister, Mr. Bechu, ladies and gentlemen, members of the press, good morning. Road injuries are the leading cause of injury death in Mauritius. In 2012, there were reported a total of 21,195 road traffic accidents, which resulted in 144 fatalities and 2,585 injuries. Compared to 2011, the number of road accidents in 2012 decreased by 5.3%, while the number of death and serious injuries rose by 9.1% and 10.6% respectively. Given this position and the rising levels of motorization, road safety is unlikely to improve unless there is a comprehensive and robust response by all stakeholders, notably the police service. Ladies and gentlemen, we are committed to meeting this challenge head-on. But to do this, we need to ensure that enforcement of road traffic legislations in the country is equal to the task, coupled with in-house and multi-agency road safety initiatives. One of these initiatives is the rollover simulator. Rollover crashes is one of the most severe types of crash. The occupant is exposed to a greater chance of ejection, and ejection has been shown to be more life-threatening than containment. Non-ejected occupants are subject to the tumbling motion of the vehicle. In both cases, occupants sustain serious injuries to the head, neck, and spine. This rollover simulator will be used as an educational tool by the police service to instill a live sensation of a rollover crash and show the life-saving importance of wearing seat belts by all occupants of a vehicle as restraints. Restraints use has a significant effect upon injury. Ejection is nearly eliminated through the use of seat belts, and the severity of injuries to occupants within the rolling vehicle is reduced. In that context, we welcome this new rollover simulator and thank the Special Road Safety Unit for spearheading this road safety project. I would like to conclude by thanking our friends from Total, Lafarge, Eldo Motors, IBL, HRDC, and MITD for making this road safety project a reality. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Beacon. Rest assured, I won't be delivering another speech. You can imagine that I'm doing the master of ceremony today. I'm versatile, so you will bear with me. I will now invite the Deputy Prime Minister to deliver a speech. And as usual, he's very keen for road safety. Thank you very much, Mr. Bechu.
The Deputy Commissioner of Police, Mr. Beacon, Mr. Bantipili, distinguished guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to be here for the launching of the rollover simulator known as voiture tonneau. As we all know, the voiture tonneau is a powerful communication tool to encourage and convince people to wear seat belts. It has been observed that car ownership in our country has increased, and in fact 423,654 vehicles are registered at NTA as at January 2013, out of which 148,641 are cars. Car safety has most assuredly improved through the years, and many changes have taken place together with enhanced improvement in car safety being one of the main focuses of automobile industry. With technological advancement, faster speeds were attained and more serious accidents were a byproduct of the use of cars. Thus, automobile manufacturers have become more concerned with improving car safety and preventing injuries and deaths. It cannot be overstated how much car safety has improved over the years. But with that said, accidents can and do continue to occur. The car safety devices such as seat belts are present, but are not always utilized by the car users. Not every accident can be prevented. However, we can make our vehicle safer for ourselves and our families by using the restraint system. This is one of the main reasons behind the introduction of voiture tonneau. In fact, the device will go a long way towards educating people on the need to wear seat belts. Government has time and again stressed on the danger of not wearing seat belts through various road safety campaigns and making the law more rigid. In Europe, failure to wear a seat belt is the second biggest cause of road death after speeding but ahead of drink driving. According to US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, seat belts dramatically reduce risk of death and serious injury. Among drivers and front seat passengers, seat belts reduce the risk of death by 45% and cut the risk of serious injury by 50%. Seat belts prevent drivers and passengers from being ejected during a crash. People not wearing a seat belt are 30 times more likely to be ejected from a vehicle during a crash. More than 3 out of 4 people who are ejected during a crash die from their injuries. In Mauritius every year, over 150 people are killed and 3,500 are either seriously or slightly injured in road accidents. If all drivers and passengers had worn seat belts, more people would survive accidents. In fact, the number of contraventions established by police in relation to failure to wear seat belts while driving has been increasing yearly. 8,157 contraventions have been established in 2009, 8,758 in 2010, 11,306 in 2011, and 13,700 in 2012. The voiture tonneau car placed in height on a horizontal axis which makes the vehicle turn on itself. This stimulates real effect of an accident in which the car overturns. As the car is rotated, participants who are buckled up inside the car realize the importance of wearing the seat belt and clearly understand that it can prevent them from being ejected from the car. There are many advantages with this stimulator. Learning through the action is more convincing than a long speech. The car is also attractive and entertaining. Visual aspect attracts participants and visitors, making them aware of the relevance of wearing the seat belt. I see this opportunity to thank the Special Road Safety Unit of the Prime Minister's Office for being initiator of the voiture tonneau project. The SRSU has arranged for the financial setup from private sponsors to enable the assembly of equipment in Mauritius and training of operators by a contractor expert. Menjal Limited of funds was selected for the supply, installation, testing and training and commissioning of a rollover simulator at the cost of approximately 2.2 million rupees. The car was provided by Eldo Motors Limited and the required sum was entirely met by private sponsors, namely La Force Mauritius Limited, IVL, Total Mauritius and HRDC. Other partners in the project included Mauritius Police Force and the MITD. A memorandum of understanding was signed by different stakeholders on 21st June 2012. This MOU clearly identified the role and responsibilities of each party as they relate to the financial setup, procurement and assembly of various parts of a rollover simulator and the vesting of the simulator to be used in road safety awareness campaigns. A pool of police officers was also trained by the French technicians on how to safely operate the simulator. The voiture tonneau will be vested in the traffic branch of Mauritius Police Force. Trained police officers will operate the equipment at various locations of the island as part of the elaborate sensitization campaign. Apart from use of seat belts, my ministry is taking a holistic approach on the issue of road safety. It has been observed that there has been a dramatic shift in the nature of car driving population with an increase in the proportion of women drivers and young people. There are currently around 600,000 driving license holders. The increase in the number of car and licensed drivers has automatically increased the risk of road accidents. Thus, road safety and security is high on the agenda of this government. In fact, government is committed to prevent road accidents at all costs. Besides our ongoing road safety campaigns, road safety audits are also carried out along new and existing hazardous roads. Moreover, enforcing authorities are being equipped with proven self-enforcing devices including 50 automatic speed cameras which will be placed in accident-prone areas. Additionally, the introduction of penalty point system shows government's commitment to punish road traffic offenders. In fact, the Road Traffic Amendment Act of 2012 was passed in National Assembly on July 2012, making provisions for penalty point system. The target is to reduce road fatality rate by 100,000 rates per 100,000 population from 12.2 to 7.2 by the year 2020. The legislation is targeting allocation of penalty point for 17 offences which are related to road safety issues. Penalty points allocated for each offence will be effective for 36 months as from the date of conviction. The system will be supported by a computerized penalty point management system, and the record will be maintained and updated by the licensing officer of police department. Apart from human error, it is also important to have roadworthy vehicles travelling on our roads. The situation prevailing at the vehicle examination centres has urged government to consider the outsourcing of motor vehicle examination. Presently, examination of vehicles is carried out in a very subjective way, and the failure rate is less than 2%, meaning that almost all vehicles calling for examination obtain a roadworthiness certificate. This will soon stop as private stations will be licensed for vehicle examination. These stations will become operational as from 2014. It is a priority for this government to reduce the number of road accidents in Mauritius. We are determined to approach road safety issues with tenacity. We need to take bold decisions in order to protect our citizens from inappropriate and careless utilization of motor vehicles and to put a halt to aberrant driving behaviors. Despite the use of sustained road safety publicity campaign to encourage greater responsibility among drivers and the continued commitment of government to tackle the issue of road safety through education, and with so many road safety engineering and enforcement measures being taken throughout the country, there are still many drivers in our society that are not prepared to change their behavior. One accident is too many, and human life has no price. This government is determined to take bold and severe action against those defaulters who have no respect for human life. Making our law more stringent and enforcement more effective is one of the priorities set by my ministry. In this context, and underpinned by government strategy to reduce the number of fatal and serious road accidents, and also in line with United Nations Decade of Action for Road Safety, penalty point system is being introduced. On the other hand, the licensing of private vehicle examination stations will ensure that no defective vehicle will be allowed to run on our roads. The use of voiture tonneau will in turn educate people to comply with provisions in the law and care for their lives. I would like to add up that in the days to come, I'm not in a position to tell you which date, but in the days to come, I would request all those law defaulters to be a bit more patient, because in the days to come, penalty point will become effective, and at the same time, the speed cameras that we have already set up throughout the country. I would like also, in the end, to wish the Special Road Safety Unit and the Police Department success in their endeavor. Thank you.